Welcome to Tel Aviv. When I started thinking about the conference, it was difficult for me to choose which room I should find for the conference. And I'm happy that I did feel this, which is supposed to be the nicest hall in Tel Aviv. Now, I will not, I will let others to give greetings, just a few technical things. Since the program is very dense, the technology will not always will cooperate with us. So please come to Ariel Danan. Ariel, where he is?
The first technical problem.
Yeah. Okay. He probably running and trying to find some other solution, but he will be here in the end of the lecture. So to test that. To ask him if your talk is properly fixed on the computer, or you will have to use your computer. There is, I don't know if people play chess. We will use this for time. So when this flag goes down, it means that you have to stop. You play against audience, so the others, if there are interruptions, you're allowed to push the button. So I gave Yaron Oz to start the first session.
Okay, good morning. It is a pleasure for us to welcome you here in Tel Aviv University to celebrate the 50th year anniversary of Aharonov-Bohm discovery. This discovery, called the Aharonov-Bohm effect, has had a dramatic impact on our understanding of the concepts of force fields, interactions, and potential. Like other discoveries of such order of magnitude, it goes against our intuition. Amazingly, it reveals that charged quantum particles are affected by electromagnetism even when the electromagnetic force vanishes in their neighborhood. The electromagnetic potential, which was thought to be a mathematical tool with no intrinsic significance, has acquired a fundamental physical status. The Aharonov-Bohm effect is one of those giant scientific leaps that open up new horizons and remind us how wonderful and exciting science is. Before we start the scientific session, I would like to invite two scientists to welcome you. The first one is Professor Haim Wolfson, who is a mathematician and a computer scientist, and is the Dean of the Faculty of Exact Sciences in Tel Aviv University. The faculty includes physics and astronomy that hosts this event, chemistry, math sciences, computer sciences, and geophysics. Professor Wolfson, please.
Thank you, Yaron, who is the head of the School of Physics, of course. I can talk without it? Okay. So it's a great pleasure for me to open this session and to congratulate one of the biggest scientists, actually, of our faculty. Aharonov. I remember I was in this faculty also a student, and since I was a graduate student, I always remember that I was told that there are two great physicists in our faculty, Yuval Ne'eman and Aharonov, and both deserve the Nobel Prize. And I still hope that we will, that the fact that they deserve, we know. But I still hope that one of them will also get the prize. Now, I am not a physicist, as Yaron is. By the way, I am not, it always reminds me some commercials that I have seen in the US where a nice-looking guy goes on TV and says, I am not a medical doctor, but I play one on TV. So I am not a physicist, and I also do not play anyone on TV, but I am, as Yaron mentioned, a computer scientist. And one of the biggest impacts, some consequences of the quantum computation is probably going to be in the next few decades, is in quantum computing. And I have heard in recent weeks that some people say that the Aharonov-Bohm effect is something very theoretical, but probably will have no practical applications. Well, when the cipher of their bank accounts will be broken because of number factorization by quantum computation, they'll probably realize the practical impacts of these effects. Now, I reminded Yuval Ne'eman, which also reminds me that Yuval Ne'eman was the first Minister of Science. The Ministry of Science was established about 30 years ago, much later than the Aharonov-Bohm effect was discovered. And it was established for a real scientist. It is a pleasure, actually, to realize that the first time after we had a real scientist as a Minister of Science, well, we again have a scientist as a Minister of Science. This is Professor Daniel Hershkovitz from the Technion. I personally know Professor Hershkovitz even more than 30 years before the Ministry of Science was established. Then it was called simply Dani. And we both were young mathematical research officers in a leading technological IDF unit. We were much younger, much thinner. I will not say much smarter. I was smart. And I am glad, as I said, that again we have a real scientist who is a Minister of Science. And I would like again to congratulate Yakir, and I am sure that we'll see in the next few decades many new developments which were impacted by his great discovery. Thank you.
Thank you, Haim. Next, I would like to invite Professor Daniel Hershkovitz, who, as Haim was saying, is a mathematician and a Minister of Science. Professor Hershkovitz's main research field is matrices, and these, as we all know, are major mathematical characters in quantum mechanics. Professor Yakir is Aharonov's research field. Professor Hershkovitz, please.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Haim, for the nice introduction. I'm very pleased and honored to be here. It's very interesting that the physicists chose two mathematicians to greet Professor Yaron. I believe that that's maybe we don't understand all the physics you do, but you still use our language. So anyhow, indeed, I'm very pleased to be here. I think that maybe I have one more good reason to be here today, and that is even without using the Aharonov-Bohm effect, I can say that Professor Aharonov is influenced by Haifa. And the reason that he was born in Haifa, right, in Kiryat Chaim, I believe, and actually I've had the privilege to be a colleague with his brother, Dov Aharonov, in our Department of Mathematics. I'm not well qualified to talk about the big significance of your discoveries, but I do agree with Professor Wolfson that, well, everyone knows that for us, we realize and we appreciate and we recognize those big discoveries, even without the recognition of the Nobel Prize Committee. Nevertheless, let me be selfish and let me wish myself that to have the privilege as a Minister of Science and Technology in the State of Israel to soon greet another Nobel Prize laureate, which I mean, that's you, in the near future. I know that we have to wait another year, but, well, which means that I have to stay in office at least one more year. Anyhow, as I say, this is definitely an important event, which is well attended by a very distinguished scientist from all over the world, including Professor David Gross, who is here. I wish you many more years of affecting science, and again, I would like to express the big appreciation of the very big contribution you have made to science. Thank you very much.